Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. And welcome to this small reading at the Islamic Masjid of Sharia. We will be reading Surah Nam, which is Surah 6 of the Quran. Now, Quran here. Travel through the earth and see what was the end of those who rejected the truth. Say to whom belongs all that is in the heavens and on earth. To Allah He hath inscribed for Himself the rule of mercy, that He will gather you together for the day of judgment. There is no doubt whatever, it is they who have lost their own souls that will not believe. Who are these people? Who has lost their own souls in here? Has anybody lost their own souls in here? Emphatically now, it's like, to Him belongs all that dwelleth or lurketh in the night and the day, for He is the one who heareth and knoweth all things. Should I take for my protector any other than Allah, the maker of the heavens and the earth? Emphatically now, say. And He it is that feedeth but is not fed. Say, nay, but I am commanded to be the first of those who bow to Allah in Islam, Allah who is God, and be not thou the companion of those who join gods with Allah, whom is God. Say, I would, if I disobey my Lord, indeed have fear of the penalty of a mighty day. On that day, if the penalty is averted from any, it is due to Allah's mercy, and that will be salvation, the obvious fulfillment of all desire. If Allah touch thee with affliction, none can remove it but He. If He touch thee with happiness, He hath power over all things. He is the irresistible, watching from above over His worshippers. He is the wise, acquainted with all things. Now, there was a man, his name was Harun al-Rashid. He was a man who ruled but had the same job as a certain man who never fulfilled all of his obligations of his duties and still exists today. But he is deceased, meaning he has offspring. So the offspring of a man still produce life, meaning one day the life he was produced as will be reproduced. That means you could buy a car, it could break down, and you can go buy a part for the car and it'll start back up. What thing is most weighty in evidence? Allah is witness between me and you. This Quran hath been revealed to me by inspiration, that I may warn you and all whom it reaches. Can you possibly bear witness that besides Allah there is another God? Nay, I cannot bear witness. So therefore Allah is a God. If God means God, Allah is a God. So there is a God. So therefore if Allah means God in Arabic, then in English God means the same thing as Allah in English. But in truth, He is the one God. And I truly am innocent of your blasphemy of joining others with Him. Those to whom we have given the book know this, as they know their own sons. Those who have lost their own souls refuse therefore to believe. We believe in a nation of people. We believe in a nation of gods and goddesses. We believe that the nation of gods and goddesses will never fail us, who are the original man. And some Caucasian white man, Yakub Graf the devil, also believe what? That they can come amongst us and join us and do what? Trade. Now, if they have the ability to do that, and if a squirrel goes up the tree to get one acorn off the tree, Is it not more valuable for that squirrel to find a pile of acorns which have been raked by human beings into a pile and carry every acorn that fell from the tree up back to its nest, instead of going up the tree to find one acorn off the tree? Because normally they don't find their food on the tree. They don't eat like birds, in other words. So birds, they find their food in the ground. They eat worms or they eat berries. But they do so many things that other animals do, but humans do all the things that every animal does, and they even eat the animals. The other day I was discussing, do humans eat humans? Yes. But some people believe that they do not. Which in the Bible says pure flesh, ass, donkey, khanzir, unlawful things split by the hoof. So this flesh was human flesh. This blood was human blood. And they drank the blood and they ate the human flesh. But when people were born and they could no longer practice these types of laws, they had to go to secret organizations to be able to do this. Yes, there are morgues where people may break the law, but they may be selling. I was watching a movie. It was called The Little Shop of Horrors, and the plant was eating people. There was a man who would tell me, the plant would say, feed me. Feed me, Seymour. The man would have a dead body and put the body into the plant, and the plant would eat the whole dead body. Even if it won't dead yet, it was like a big Venus flytrap. And one day the man Seymour brought the people in so that he could trick them into being eaten up. But just like a grape, somebody busted his bubble where the people were saved and they didn't have to die. Well, at any time, this could be limited. We could be limited to a time where we don't have to die. Matter of fact, all of us are limited to a time where we don't have to die. There are children born every day that live a short time on earth, but the short time that they live on earth, they live that time to be a part of somebody's life. But the people who live all their lives continue to cheat other people from being able to live as long as they were able to live. And they think because they live longer than somebody else that they have more value. This is not true. The people who lost their lives had more value than the people who lived all their lives because they cost people more money. Because they were alive. But those who did their daily chores, their daily activities, their daily duties, and were able to afford the lives of their own selves, and when they died, it cost the lives of many. Only a chosen few were able to know this. Therefore, to live a long time, you got to be able to trade with somebody who don't live as long as you do. Therefore, if somebody was living as long as you are, the only thing that they blame you about is that the only reason why you live so long is because somebody that would live as long as I do is helping you. Meaning, there's no major or minor importance either way, but the importance is if a person who lives just as long as anyone else could make them live as short as some of the people do that live in this world, in this life, in this country, then nobody would be here because there'd be no reason for us to help you. So why do we help you? Because we have a little bit of love left for everybody. Everybody, including you. Because we were the ones who created you, who created them. How are they here? Why are they here? And when will they leave us alone the same way as you should leave us alone? Which you can't do, so they definitely can't do, even though they're just like us, because we can't leave ourselves alone. So when we ask for something from somebody, if they're not the ones trading with us, we really can't do it. Because that means we should have told them no. So it took a legislator, and his name was the Pharaoh. And he made all things fair. There was an emperor, his name was Aziz. But there was a prophet, his name was Nah. Nobody could ever find out what his emperor was, because the prophet was the one that was revealing the prophecy for the prophethood. And therefore, when the king was asked, do you know the whereabouts of these people? He would always reply, subhanahu ta'ala, no. And when they would catch him, there would be more ultimatums about what may happen if you do reveal what you do know about their whereabouts or what they're doing. Because they're not doing anything to you except for telling you what you need to know. And when you find out what you need to know, you get a new boy, you get a new girl, you get a new car, you get a new home, you get a new brain, you get a new heart, you get a new... all these things you get from a doctor, a minister, a lawyer, a nurse, and I'm ready to go. Because how can a man be a doctor, minister, lawyer, and nurse? All the time that he's all these things, people have doctored him. They've ministered to him. They practice law for him. They've medicated him. And when he goes into his secret chamber and he tries to find out how were they able to do that to him, it's not important. That he was the one that gave them the ability and was able to prove that they were the one that had the highest ability of being able to do what they did. So therefore, they must be what? Rewarded. And when the judge came to judge whether or not they were to be rewarded or not, some would say, if I could have the reward that they would be rewarded with, then I would be able to enrich myself greater than who? The Pharaoh. And what did he say? No. And when everybody else was saying, well, you should do it, you can do it, go ahead and do it. And he thought this man with no ability to do anything but shoot you with a rock, sharpen up a rock, or he might have had some pistols or some guns, but the only thing he really had as a power was to be able to be fair. Life depends on livelihood. And the great things of the universe that exist will always exist. Because things that exist in this universe will always be, because things that must occur for everybody. It is only right to say that we cannot make these things right without someone making these things fair. And that's why it's right to say we will make America great again, but it takes everybody. Don't take just Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't make America great again if he can't give you a job to like him. He's trying to do it, but what you're trying to do is say, well, every other president didn't do it. I'm going to always go through this when this is life. When if you gave your life and you survived, I mean, every day somebody on YouTube trying to go viral. They're jumping on buildings, they're jumping on bridges, they're doing all types of things to get followers. But one thing we're not trying to do as a country is follow the yellow brick road. The devil bedtime stories that most black people or original people that are black are not supposed to follow, even the white man don't follow anymore. They make up their own history because of past history. And they never went to any school to learn these things, so the order in the court that's supposed to be followed by the order of the day. That means you can go to a grocery store and eat, but people still hunt. And they don't just go and hunt for food, they go to the grocery stores too. And you know where I'm trying to get with this, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. How you gonna have a slave that's not supposed to eat you? Remember I was talking about people eating people? How you supposed to have a slave that don't eat you, but you hate them? How you supposed to have a country that's an ally with you, but you don't respect the people in that country? You ain't even part of that country, but you keep saying you are. People believe you, and we know you not. And we can show you who he was, you be scared. Because this time, you got the fire. But you don't understand, because I don't live in that time. That's your problem, not mine. And every time he tried to prove it to me, I proved to him that I was something greater than you are, because I don't know what you're talking about, because there's certain degrees. The sun will be 50 degrees. The sun will be 70 degrees. For 23 years, every time you try to enter somewhere, all you know is that you'll be dislodged or dislocated. Because there's a door, there's a barrier between me